Hi guys, I'm Christina L. Saunders and welcome to my channel. I am going to review Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters as promised before I actually do the breakdown, the comparison videos for Percy Jackson series and the books and how they compare. And yeah, it flows nicely. They kept the story moving and from beginning to end, and you've got a sense of mystery going into the books. And yeah, I got that with and remember, I'm a first time reader of the Percy Jackson series, so to me it's phenomenal. And I will talk to you about one of my friends who has only just watched the TV show. He's not on social media and he's watched the TV shows, never read the books, and his views are phenomenal. You know, just getting that input of someone who doesn't use social media and has watched the TV show, and his words has said he watched the rest of the series and he felt like he wanted to watch more, and there should be over 1,000 episodes. That was his words. He enjoyed it, which is the main thing. If you enjoy something so much, you should watch it. But I enjoyed reading the books, and I understand why people now are so interested in these books. Fair enough, The Sea of Monsters is a short book compared to, well, actually it's probably one, is it one of the short ones? I'm just gonna work out how many pages it is. So I like the way they done the two chapters in the next TV show. So it's 265 pages. How long is... So that's 294 pages. And I think this one might be the shortest one. That's 341 and 42. So yeah, that is the shortest one of the series. And is it my favourite? I don't know. I'm like blinded here at the moment. I've just read books 1 and 2. But I do see why they brought stuff into the TV show from the books, and they're trying to foreshadow what's to come to get a story going. Because that's what TV shows are about, foreshadowing for previous event, for new events, and that's what this book does. It tends to foreshadow the events, what is to come. I must admit, I preferred the TV show version of Nobody Gets the Fleece, and that's series 2, episode 6. And I also preferred understand why they took some stuff out to make it look as though it's been a few minutes, which I will compare, like in Cersei's Island, where they approach in the book, it's the kind of like they're on a raft. They've been found. They're on a boat, a lifeboat from the Birmingham, and from the Ironclad. I'm going to call it the Ironclad. It's easier. And I think did a better job in the TV show, combining Cersei's Island with the Sirens, because they're the two major scenes, like two major chapters and the most important chapters. And I would say they're more Persebeth in the book, and they're the Persebeth scenes. They're definitely the top Persebeth scenes, and that's why they put it together, because it was, when people say Persebeth moments, I was talking to my friend earlier, and we kind of deducted that I think what they mean by Persebeth is that they are always in a scene together. There's no Grover, no Clarice. They're together, and it's that emotional bond and that connection which I think drives the Persebeth. And I will be getting into a Persebeth only video at another point sometime this week. And to me, this book, even though I prefer the first one to this one at the moment, the other one I think I did 9 or 9.5 out of 10 for reading for the book, but this was also a good read, and I couldn't give it lower than probably an 8.5, purely because you had the spelling, the grammar, and the punctuation. The layout of the books are phenomenal. I love how they've kept the story going, and like each day in the chapter or each couple of hours, Rick has done really well at writing the books. And I was always told, oh, you need to use paragraphs, but to make us, like, there's parts on the books that have been changed, been altered, been swapped around, been combined. It happened in book 1 with season 1, and then book 2 is the same. They've kind of like combined stuff together. They've taken certain things out, so you still get a finesse. You've got the fight on Andromeda, which obviously they brought, so they still had the fight on Andromeda, but they kind of like also had the fight, not a fight, more of a conversation, where Annabeth and Percy and Tyson find out about Luke's plan and stuff like that. And I do like that sort of thing. They did the same basics, where they knew that, like, where Annabeth got hurt, stuff like that, and they kept that in a way, but tweaked it slightly to make it make more sense. And I will read through what the writers wanted to go through, and to me, I think the TV show did better. The books, like, they literally tried to get everything in which is my view. But I will say that the TV show is miles better than the book, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, you're not gonna get 100% adaptation, especially when a book is in a point of first person point of view, and the TV show is in. And I'm going to say this: TV show, both first season and second season, do have glimpses of first person point of view. You know, is important to understand, like, Percy's views, and you know that there's a lot of things that have changed, which I find really interesting compared to with the book and the TV show. But yeah, my review is that it's got the characters, it's got the character arcs. Yes, I will say Luke's a bit like, what's the word, empathic towards Annabeth in the TV show than he is towards in the book, and he's not as snobby and evil in the TV show as he is in the book. And I find that really is a good character dynamic, because you want in the book, they're foreshadowing quite a bit of, you know, the Titan and what's the important with the Titans, and obviously Kronos, and I think it's a good adaptation, and it's miles better than the movie. I am going to say that it is miles better than the movie. It's not rushed. They're foreshadowing, like the TV show is foreshadowing what is to come in the next series, which is actually quite clever. So for instance, you had the betrayal, which Annabeth kind of like flings a knife, which happens to be the knife which gets in episode 8 of season 1. Annabeth spies on what Luke says, and she overhears, and she kind of like chucks a knife, and it's the knife which stabs, which foreshadows what's going to happen. And then obviously you got the other way around, where there's a lot of foreshadowing on that. And the last bit, I will say, the hat isn't used. Annabeth doesn't use the hat as much as what she does in the TV show as she does in the book. And I actually loved that sort of dynamic, especially to Annabeth, because it shows how important that hat is to her, and that it can save people. But yeah, overall, the book is a really good read, and I say this all the time. It's only an 8.5 out of 10. But would I definitely read it again? Yeah. Do I read it in the voices of Walker? And all I do is I listen and I hear their voices. And I was in the middle of reading this, and my mum was talking to me, and she was like, "Christina, are we going to do something? And we're going to do this." And I'm like, "Huh?" She goes, "Did you listen?" I'm like, "Sorry, I was intrigued in the book." But yeah, overall, I will do a character list of top characters, but I've got a question for everyone else. and I was watching one of the interviews, and the cast were asked this. What? So you've got Athena, you've got Hermes, you've got Ares, you've got Poseidon, you've got Hades, you've got Sally, you've got Clarice, you've got Zeus, you've got Valia, you've got Luke, Percy, Grover, Tyson, Annabeth. I think I've got all of them. Oh no, Dionysus, Chiron. Now, here's the thing. Which 3 Percy Jackson characters would you have on your team in Capture the Flag? I personally would go Percy, Annabeth, and Tyson. That's my 3. That would be all, because Percy is the top, you know, and then obviously you've got Annabeth, who's really good at strategies and wisdom, and then you've got Tyson, who can make things out of metal, anything. He's a tinkerer. So what would your 3 characters from Percy Jackson would you choose for Capture the Flag? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, I am going. This is shorter than the last review. This will go on YouTube. I will be posting a video, just a short video of a brief of my small brief of the story, and I'll also introduce you to my collection, which I have here, and I will be talking about a new thing that me and my friend will be creating. Not much of a, like, it's a trial and see how it goes and stuff like that. And I will say the best thing is just everything is unscripted. On my channels are totally unscripted. They're coming from my head, my heart, and yeah. So that said, I bid you adieu, and if you want a good read, trust me, I will be doing a video just after this, and showing you and introducing you to myself, and what are my hobbies and stuff, interests, and welcoming you fully to my channel, which is, like, I haven't got a link button, but it will be around here. But please click subscribe on YouTube, and all the links are on my profiles on both Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So thank you, and good night.